I've been waiting 4 years for this game. It was an extremely successful Kickstarter in 2020, nowadays being the third most funded video game in history, the spiritual successor of my favorite JRPG series of all time, Suikoden. Developed by some of the team that worked in the series, including creator Yoshitaka Murayama, rest in peace, and artist Junko Kawano. So, did it live up to the hype all these years? Was it worth the wait? Welcome to my review. A review code was provided by publisher 505 Games for the PlayStation 5, so all the footage you'll see today was captured directly from the console. I usually don't start my reviews with the graphics, but I just can't resist praising them right off the bat. They're damn beautiful with detailed backgrounds and gorgeous pixel art for the characters. It's incredible how this is only supposed to be an indie Japanese game, but you can tell a lot of the big budget it went to the visuals. Now, the performance of the game is fine on the PS5, barely any frame rate issues, no drops in resolution, barely anything like I mentioned. If you notice something right now by watching this video, it's definitely because my video rendering and my editing software aren't great. Sorry about that. But if you're gonna play this on PS4 or PS5, it will most likely look absolutely stunning on your TV. I don't know if that's gonna be the same case on Steam or Switch. So what's this game about? Is it similar to Suikoden or just like Suikoden? Well, it's definitely the latter. It plays like a Suikoden game, it feels like one, and it's heavily inspired specifically by Suikoden 2. You've got yourself playing as Noah, a humble orphan that joins the Watch, a small group of mercenaries who help the Empire every now and then. He has a personality unlike most Suikoden characters, which is unusual but welcome. The plot is very well written, obviously spearheaded by the creator of the series himself. But as I mentioned, there are a lot of similarities to Suikoden 2. Two good friends being separated by a war between the Empire and the Alliance, a rebel group that a noble named Periel initiates with Noah as the commander. Also, one of the members of the Watch, later the Alliance, is Leon, who becomes a pretty close friend of Noah and acts quite similar to Nanami from Suikoden 2. In fact, while their attire is of a different color, it's quite similar, I'd say, just like their haircut actually. Only difference is they aren't childhood friends. More similarities are there, like a lot of the characters, how you recruit them, and how the narrative advances. And also several events are also reminiscent of it, like a necromancer commanding zombies and attacking a village, you know, kinda like Neglord. So yeah, as I said, it's definitely a love letter to Murayama's Suikoden 2, but one extremely well made. Music is great here. You'd be surprised to know that Motoi Sakuraba composed it alongside Wild Arms composer Michiko Naruke. Hell, even Noriyuki Iwadare helped with some of it. Some themes, like the two regular battle themes, are awesome, including some of the last war battle themes. Sure, about half of the OST is kinda forgettable, I'll admit, but the other half is totally on fire. Gameplay-wise, you'll play within a traditional style. Several towns, areas, dungeon, forest, etc. They can be found around the map with an overworld in between. I don't know what the hell they were thinking when including random encounters, but I guess they wanted to preserve the classic formula. Thankfully, the encounter rate is really low, so you'll do most of your exploration in peace. But man, there are some really annoying puzzles in some dungeons, like this one for example, and honestly, getting encounters in the middle of solving them can be frustrating at times. Ugh! Apart from that though, moving around feels great. Interface, menus, UI, it's all quick and responsive, though I feel the menu navigation could have been a bit faster. Loading times are there even on PS5, but it's rare to see one lasting for over 5 seconds, so it's fine. In town, you've got the classic Suikoden stores: items, armor, blacksmith, appraisals, trading, and runes. Appraisals are, for those who don't know, to appraise unknown antiques that you'll rarely get to recruit some characters, or pretty much to make money. Trading lets you buy some items in one store in one town that you can sell in another one from another town and make a profit. Runes are basically known as lenses here, and your characters can equip several of them. Some are native skills and cannot be removed, Others can be magic with usually only 3 spells, passive or active skills for the different types of classes of characters out there. And no, there's nothing like a job system or anything of the sort here, okay? It's just that every character has a different type of weapon and you know the drill. Finally, you will also have a castle, but unlike in the Suikoden series, it is in your average castle. It's a whole castle town! That's right! You'll be able to pretty much build a small town from scratch, apart from expanding or upgrading your castle! There's a variety of items that you'll come across during exploration, and those, apart from money, will be used by the town manager to build stores, or farms, or training grounds, etc. Obviously, you'll need to recruit several characters, each serving as the shop owner, or farmer, or master, or whatever, but we'll get to that later. Now, don't worry, it's nothing convoluted and there's no town simulation or anything. You don't have to do anything except build them and upgrade them if you want to. And as far as I'm concerned, you don't have to complete everything to get the true ending or anything of the sort, or to progress with the story, like in Ni no Kuni 2, which had a very similar town building mechanic. No micromanagement whatsoever is involved in this game. Combat-wise, this is a turn-based RPG, but just like the Suikoden series, it also has strategy battles and duels. Up to 6 characters can participate in battle, but it's like in the first Suikoden games. There's only one formation, 3 on the front and 3 on the rear. Everyone can use regular attacks or their runes for a spell or a skill. There's a regular MP system for the magic, but for the skills, there are skill points. Now, this is a mechanic that we don't see often in JRPGs, but we do, check it out. Every character can have only up to 5 skill points and use a native skill that costs a certain amount or other skills. However, skill points are recovered every turn. There are no items to heal them, just accessories or runes to increase the initial amount when you do battle. Some characters can execute combination attacks, classic of the Suikoden games, but they all need to have the required amount of SP at the same time to make them work. The turn order relies on character or enemy agility as always, but also as always in the Suikoden series, you have to choose your party's actions first. Pretty self-explanatory. Some major bosses have gimmicks in this game, making them more entertaining than usual. Often you have to use a character and spend their turn to turn on a switch or off, or to maneuver something to do more damage, or to prevent a nasty area of effect attack from a boss, stuff like that. It's pretty cool, and it never feels like a chore since it's something easy to do, and most of the time it's just something extra to help you do more damage to the bosses. It's a challenging game after all, not really hard, but you'll definitely find yourself grinding for just a bit every now and then. And man, healing a character or 2 after every single battle. This last part is a bit of a chore, but it's always been there in most JRPGs and especially in every Suikoden title. Yeah, you've noticed I'm pretty much considering this game as a Suikoden game, because like I said at the beginning, it feels exactly like one to me. War battles have been simplified, cause man, in some Suikoden games they're kinda hard to grasp. Commanders take control of small platoons of soldiers and they move on grids in small maps. There's really not much room to maneuver, making most war battles less stressful and more dynamic. You can equip every commander with up to 2 units that can be archers, cavalry, magicians, etc. Making contact with an enemy leads up to these battle animations out of your direct control. Every commander has a few skills that can be used only once per turn, like a healing spell, buffs, debuffs, and other passive skills before you do battle, or before you move. And there's also a rage bar and a morale bar. Once the bar for one fills up, you'll be able to get yourself a boost for all the characters in battle. To be completely honest, war battles were the easiest part of the game. I didn't die, not even once, and if a commander gets defeated, there's no permadeath, they simply retreat. This game has a normal and hard mode only. No easy mode here, and it's one of those where if you choose one mode, you'll never be able to change it. I don't know why they decided against that. I think every JRPG should let you change between difficulties whenever you want. Another quality of life feature missing is the fast forward during any type of battle, including the war battles. These animations, for example, can't be skipped after all, and since enemies are tough and have a lot of HP, even regular enemies, some battles just take forever, especially when you're grinding. You do eventually have fast travel once you recruit a character called Carry, like Vicky from Suikoden, but unlike Vicky, she can teleport you anywhere at any given time without having her in your party, except when you're inside a dungeon. Again, I don't know why, but anyway, just a few minor complaints here. Finally, the duels. Well, I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest. Most of them are scripted, that's right, the outcome is kinda already planned. Others are not, but they're frustrating because of this. You can only select attack, counter, or break. Break is locked until your tension bar fills up by attacking or countering, but that's the part that feels scripted. Once you activate it, a battle sequence will occur between characters, but you'll get damage anyway! Using counters sucks, it rarely works, and once again you get damaged anyway! I ended up selecting attack on every turn in this battle, for example, until I won! Using counter while trying to guess my opponent's action got me killed! So yeah, the duels are still fun, but I wish they didn't feel this scripted, and you got more useful and responsive options. Now, in the 5 mainline Suikoden games, you always recruit 108 characters, including the protagonist. That's because the games were inspired by the classic Chinese novel Water Margin that features 108 warriors known as the Stars of Destiny. In this game, however, you have 119 characters, which makes the subtitle kinda confusing now that I think about it. I was expecting it to have only 100 recruitable characters, right? Because it's called 100 Heroes. Well, it should have been called over 100 Heroes. Anyway, as always, recruiting most of them is easy, but some of them are a huge pain in the ass. Obviously, you need a guide to do so, and thankfully by the time I'm making this video, a recruitment guide's been out for a while. Heck, you get some of the best characters in the game since the first hours. Hugo here is a beast, and Francesca's the same. She was one of my favorite characters in the entire game. Unfortunately, I have some bad news for you. As of the making of this review, the game has a fatal bug. There's one character in the game that cannot be recruited the way it's meant to be, and the guide for recruiting updated just a day before I made this review. So check this out, this is what it says. So I missed this character, and it wasn't even my fault. Look at this! How can you release a game with this flaw? It will prevent a lot of people from recruiting all characters. And of course, because of this, one important main character died at the end. I didn't get a bad ending, apparently there isn't one, but I wondered if it wasn't for this damn bug, I would have gotten all 119 recruits and avoided this character's death. They have to patch this game and fix this issue as soon as they can. Otherwise, I suggest you do not buy this game, or if you already did, do not play it until they fix it. My final complaint is the localization. The translation in this game took many annoying liberties. I don't know Japanese, but I've seen a crap ton of anime and played a crap ton of games with Japanese dub, so I know some words, and I don't understand why they changed entire sentences. Listen to this example right here.
それが終われば、軍は引き上げさせるとお約束します。
I mean, why do this? I swear, translators often want to Americanize things, and it's freaking pathetic. They always do that. So obviously I played the game with the Japanese dub. I didn't care one bit for the English dub, to be honest. Apart from that though, I didn't notice any political agendas here, maybe just a couple of questionable characters, but nothing too pretentious. Story and narrative are still great. So, was it worth the wait? Did this game meet my expectations and deliver or surpass them? Hell yeah! It's excellent! It's a true Suikoden game, and dare I say it's the Suikoden 6 we had all been waiting for over 15 years! Sure, it has its flaws, but there's nothing that can ruin the experience. No major flaws or complaints, honestly. It's an awesome game. It's about 30 hours long, or more than 40 if you recruit every single character. You don't have to play anything to understand it, and I think most gamers will be able to get into it easily. Everyone should play it in my opinion. Long live Suikoden! Long live Yoshitaka Murayama! Thank you for delivering this everlasting masterpiece to us fans before you left us. Rest in peace. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes? Strongly recommended. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you next time!